The perfect world of media, film, and television. Hello, it's me, it's Craig at Fludded, and everyone's very upset this morning and yesterday because Channel 5 chose an actor to be in, to play Anne Boleyn in their new 3-part drama, and frankly, people aren't happy with the choice because some people are saying that Anne Nicole Smith is the wrong choice to play. Oh, so I mean, no, hold on. I always make these mistakes. It is Jodie Turner-Smith who they cast to play Anne Boleyn. Now, I don't know if you know your history, but Anne Boleyn looked kind of like that. And so, oh no, it's updated. My Twitter's updated. Femi pointed out, if you don't know Femi, follow Femi. Crazy lefty, super grifter, wants to be on TV a lot. That says, good for him. The people raging about Jodie Turner-Smith playing Anne Boleyn seems to think scripts of historical dramas must be 100% historically accurate. It certainly wasn't true if you look at films like, I don't know, well, he flags some here. I hope nobody tells them about The Crown, Troy, Gladiator, Pearl Harbor, Django. And he even mentions the Flintstones there, just for a little joke on the end from Femi there now. And a lot of people here saying, I know I'm late to the party, but nobody's going to watch it. Well, we'll see. Not racist not racist one bit. But Anne Boleyn being played by a black actress when she was white. Could you just imagine Martin Luther King being played by a white actor? Oh, obviously this is in response to a conversation happening on Good Morning Britain, which I don't watch. My take is the correct one, obviously, and I don't really care too much, but I am interested to know why it's been done, because it's a bold move, and it is, you know, is it good? That's the thing. Is it good? Because her performance and everything about the production and all the work everyone's putting into production is going to be so overshadowed by just the skin color of the casting. And there's going to be... I keep trying to not talk about race when I'm talking about the industry, because I just want to make videos about what's, you know, where programs are coming from, the direction programs are taking, where the directions the industry's taking. And it's so much to do with identity politics and race going on at the minute. I can't not cover it. But here's the Telegraph review. 2 stars. Anne Boleyn episode, 1 review. Such radical casting deserved more than this lumpen and leaden bore. The casting of Jodie Turner-Smith as Anne Boleyn is the only interesting thing. This stodgy, curiously old-fashioned historical drama. That's from Anita Singh. For the Torygraph. I shouldn't say that. It's a bit disrespectful. I'm not really. I'm a fence sitter. All right. I'm right bang slap bang in the middle, which is the worst place to be because everybody hates you. I can't say a thing on Twitter without everyone going, without either right wing people saying, "Oh, you idiot," or people on the left going, "Oh, you idiot," at me all the time. So I'm never going to win. But this is the writer she's only 14, and I think it's, you know, starting out. She's also an actress, and good luck to her. No, I just found her. I just thought I'd share what she looks like with you. I did find an interview with her. She talks about writing this show. I don't think she was aware of the casting at the time, so and quite rightfully, even if she was aware, she's the writer, she shouldn't really be concerned about the casting, but the pressure on her to write something like this must have been quite huge. I think you're totally right about the pressure. She said, I actually live in Deptford, which is just up the road from Greenwich, and sort of the site where Greenwich Palace was, and I quite often go for runs or walk along the river there and think about the moment where she would have loaded onto the barge and taken to the Tower of London. Thank you. And I do, I feel sort of quite moved whenever I think about her and think, God, I hope I'm doing you, Anne Boleyn, justice. Anne Boleyn can't hear you, so don't worry. Anne Boleyn doesn't care. Give a toss what you do or say about her now. I'm surprised that they include the word in the quote. And I do, I wouldn't have. I just got rid of that. Where's her ums? I bet she ummed in that quote. So that's the writer, Eve Hendrick Turner. The correct pronunciation is Eve Hendrick Turner. And that's what she looks like. Again, just so you know, she's only 14. And but why was the show made is the big question. I wanted to know the answer to why Channel 5's Anne Boleyn is a black woman and look at the real Anne. That's what I wanted to know. Why? Why have you done this? Upcoming psychological thriller. You see, that's what I like about it. They're not tagging it as historical drama. It's an upcoming psychological thriller. Starring Jodie Turner-Smith as Henry VIII's ill-fated second wife, Anne Boleyn, now considered to be one of the most influential queen consorts in history. The producers used identity-conscious casting. That's new to me, identity-conscious casting. I don't know what that means. Does that mean... are they literally just saying only black people apply? I don't know. It's interesting if they are. I don't know. Maybe you can. I'm sure that the Royal Shakespeare Company, whenever they're casting for a role that is traditionally a black role, they're looking for a black actor. So why wouldn't they if they're looking for a black actor to do this and they have a reason for it? Is that okay? I don't know. I guess so. Mark Stanley, who plays Henry VIII in Anne Boleyn's cast, told Radio Times, Jodie has a lot in common with Anne Boleyn. She's strong, beheaded, opinionated, scarily intelligent. She's also bringing up a young child at the time and that we were on the set. And she's quite awe-inspiring, really. If you put all that in a box, actually, it's very similar indeed. I don't know, what happened to acting? I didn't know that actors needed to actually have parallel lives to the characters that they play. Because I'm pretty sure half the that means that Dennis Hopper is a lunatic. Looking at some of the characters he's had to play in the past. So I find that quite a bizarre thing to say. It was all about this being the right person for the job rather than what we as a society might perceive as the right look for the job. But that's sort of the opposite to getting a job at the BBC, for example. If they want to get 20% of the people working at the BBC to be sort of non-white, which is what they do, up, by the way, from last year's 15%, now at 20%. If they want to do that, then you pretty much are saying, you know what, we've got all the white people we want now. Thank you. Yeah, thanks for coming though. Of course, you can't say that because equal opportunities and all that. So I kind of read this and didn't really find out the reason why. I think the casting of Jodie Turner, this is Tiexeria. I'm desperately trying to find out who Tiexeria is. Anyway, they stressed that casting Queen and Slim star Jodie Turner-Smith as the ill-fated Anne Boleyn helps highlight how the real-life Queen was othered. What? What's this language of which she speaks? I think the casting of Jodie Turner-Smith was something to say for that as well. We're talking about the idea that she was different from the rest of the people in the court. Right. So you had to be really literal with that. There's quite a few black actors in it, isn't there? I mean, I haven't seen it. I'm not allowed to watch television. BBC have banned me unless I give them 157 odd pound or whatever it is. Some bans. I'm not allowed to watch anything. She continued, we're not consciously doing a historically accurate show, of course, because otherwise the casting would look completely different. We're embracing the fact that we are obsessed with these stories still. And I bet you're not. I bet until somebody said, here's a bunch of money to cover this story, then you became obsessed with it. We're still telling stories about Anne Boleyn and it's everyone's history. It was a British history and Britain looks completely different now. Completely differently now. Diversity at Channel 5 is an important thing. They will seek a series of specific commitments from people who make programs for us. That means external companies, of which there'll be many. In respect of each program or series we commission, we will require production companies to complete all information requests for Project Diamond. So let me make this bigger for you so you can actually read what it says. And ensure sufficient staff have been trained in completing them. Project Diamond is, I'm not sure. I don't know. I will find out one day and I'll tell you. Discuss with our commissioning editors how the best possible balance of on-screen representation can be achieved. This is, for me, this is again the old thing about a London perspective. If you look at TV ads now, it's always like you won't have a TV ad with just white people on it. It's always mixed, and this is something that when people talk about representation, that doesn't always represent every area of the United Kingdom. There's some areas of the United Kingdom where there's very few black people, maybe even none. So those people are kind of not having their society represented. And it's this thing of like, Britain is not just one society. Everyone is grouping up. You know, there's black society, there's white society, there's white northern society, white southern society, Indian society, Chinese society. Everyone's grouping up. There's no real... there is people mixing, but we know when they go to the shops or when they have to go from A to B and they have to pass each other in the street. But they're not hanging out. They're not really... There are. Obviously, there are. There are exceptions to this crazy idea I have. But generally speaking, people tend to group up for their own safety quite often when it comes to minorities. Identify a range of potential presenting and on-screen talent appropriate to the commission. Provide details of senior production staff who will work on the commission, how they were chosen for the roles, and what steps were taken to ensure people from underrepresented groups were included. Basically, what colour are they? Who's producing that? It's John McGregor. And John McGregor he's a lovely man. And he's 5'4". And he is he, what colour is he? That's pretty much what they want to know. And this is the man who Channel 5 got on board. Ben Frau. And there he is. What a handsome man. With a turtleneck, you can't go wrong. If somebody's going to wear a turtleneck, you cannot go wrong. This guy knows what he's doing. He's making all the right decisions in life. I can see that. He ditched Big Brother, so we've got to be grateful to him for that. I won't really go too much into it, but I did want to read this out because it kind of it's an interesting insight to how he sort of thinks. Because my thinking is this isn't some sort of social justice warrior type executive. This is somebody who just wants as much attention on his shows as possible, and that's his job. If you're chucking stuff at the wall, nothing's working, and then something hits. Our Yorkshire farm. Why do they like it? Who cares? It's tapped into the nation. Let's build it. I hate to sound like Donald Trump, but I do rely on my gut. I am paid to wiggle my finger in the air. He cites the success of Kate versus Meghan, Princess at War. The turnaround was 3 weeks. I went out on Monday morning. The ratings came in. 10 minutes later, we were wondering, Princess at War? No, probably not. How about Windsor's at War? Suddenly we have a series. This is... I kind of like executives like this because they're just like, they're making TV shows and they're not trying to educate you. They're trying to entertain you. And it's not always going to be for everyone what they do, but generally he seems to be achieving it. This was an article I found about the commissioning of Anne Boleyn. UK's Channel 5 has greenlit a 3-part drama about Tudor monarch Anne Boleyn. Sony backed Fable Pictures with Jodie Turner-Smith, Queen and Slim. Oh, that's a show she's done. I wasn't aware of that. Described as a psychological thriller. You see, they've very clearly set out that this is not historically accurate. Historically accurate. The series will explore the final months of Boleyn's life as she struggles to survive. Now, I watched none of it, but I would I think I'd be interested to see it. I'd be interested to see if the acting's any good. If they're turning shows around this quick, I don't know. It's going to be difficult to do quality dramas if they're turning around really quick. The script comes from newcomer Eve Henderwick Turner, and we should be celebrating that. I think that she is an actor who's turning her talents to script writing, and your first script's not always going to be your best script. And it's got Lindsay Miller directing, so this is women all the way through. That's not a bad thing. I know everyone gets very upset when stuff like that happens, but it does put a lot of pressure on, because why should their efforts, their first efforts, have to be any better than a man's effort? Because I'm sounding like a total identity politics guy, and I'm so not. I can't stand it, in fact, identity politics. Anyway, it was commissioned by Ben Fro, who knows exactly what he's doing because he wears turtlenecks, at Channel 5, parent company Viacom CBS Networks UK, and Deputy Director of Programmes, Sebastian Cardwell. These are the people you should be shouting at. But this project reframes her story as a propulsive psychological thriller told from a new perspective with top talent Jodie Turner-Smith attached. It was simply too irresistible to say no to, and I'm excited to see the finished product. See, I can't work out what order things happened in this. Was it did the channel say we want a black actor to play Anne Boleyn, historical figure? Because by the way, this is not going to go away. There's going to be lots of this kind of thing, and I think the more it annoys people, the more the incentive to make it will be there. Because the noise you get around stuff like this does not necessarily represent how most people feel. But it all boils down to who's watching. Here's Jesus. Sorry, no. This is Jesus. Well, this is what Jesus looked like. And he was born in Bethlehem. Born in Bethlehem. And this isn't Jesus. This is a friend of mine. I'm not one to name drop, but that's a friend of mine from the film Jesus of Nazareth. But this is what people from Bethlehem actually look like. So that's Jesus there. Look, there he is there. Having a little smirk. A little cheeky smirk. So painting... forget about, like, painting things historically accurate. If I was doing a show, I would. Let me just get a nice picture up as we... here's a nice picture. Me. If I was doing a historical drama, I want it to be pretty accurate. I'm kind of like, that's just me. But there are other people who like to approach things with their own like little zaniness, perhaps, or doing stuff very different, who don't care about stuff like that. I'm actually thinking of, I just watched Thor. Is it Thor? I just watched a Thor film, the one where he goes up to the crazy planet that's got full of rubbish, and it's directed by Tanita Tikaram. And he's bonkers, that guy, and it shows in his film, and it's reflected in his film, and it's not for me. When I watched it, I just thought these are mistakes. I could see that a lot of young people would really, really enjoy it, but it's not going to be up there on the shelf as for me, quality, award-winning. This is how you tell stories type film. So, without getting snobby about it, that's just how it is. So what do you think about the casting of a black actor to play somebody who was historically white? Does that get your gall, or do you think it's absolutely fine? Let me know down in the comments. Let me know if you're having a nice day. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, do all the things to support me so that I can actually start making a living out of making these videos. But until that happens, I'll say cheerio to you. And thanks very much for watching. All the best. Bye-bye. That is, again, the wrong screen. That's better.
Come on, man.